Dear friends, very good morning. Welcome to my YouTube channel Commander Strike. This is Indian Navy veteran Commander Sudhir Kumar brings you what a topic that how Indian Navy is expanding its strategic vision to have the fighting capabilities in each areas of Navy, not only to make it a blue water Navy, which it is already, but having the multi-regionals capabilities, and that as never before. If you look at whether it's adding aircraft carrier, adding nuclear submarines, or that too the different kind of a nuclear submarines, SSBNs, SSNs, and what kind of a next generation destroyers we are going to have, the stealth frigates we are having, and this is all expanding under a grand vision of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. That is, that we must have completely Atmanirbharta. Navy is the first force among Indian armed forces which has thought of this indigenous manufacturing right in late 60s when it established its Naval Design Bureau. And under that, their all designs now are taking places for all the ships designed, developed, constructed, and commissioned, and then are being operated in Indian Navy. That is the horizon of Indian Navy. What a technical know-how, how it is adapting the new emerging technologies in all areas I'm going to cover, and then the grand vision under Atmanirbharta and what Navy is going to achieve in expansion of next 5 years, then the expansion program next 10 years, and then having what kind of an strength it will be having by 2047. Dear friends, this video may become slightly longer. Please stay with me till the end to understand and to find answers of all these questions. So first I will start just few months back on board INS Vikrant on a Navy day, our Honorable Prime Minister, along with the Chief of Naval Staff, Admiral Tripathi, announced that Indian Navy is commissioning a vessel every 40th day. It is what a remarkable achievement. Though our adversary China is expanding its navy just like anything, but the China has got a vision that it is going to fight in expansion and the projection as a global power overtaking USA, but India has its vision that we must not import any ship or submarine from outside, and it was decided long time back. And the last stealth frigate INS Tamal, which was manufactured in Russia, has already been commissioned in Indian Navy 2024. After commissioning of INS Tamal, no more ships or submarine will come from outside but are going to be manufactured in our pride shipyards, that is defense shipyards, Majgaon Dockyard Limited, Hindustan Shipyard Limited, Vishakhapatnam, GRSE Garden Reach Engineering, that is Calcutta, Goa Shipyards Limited in Goa, and CSL, that is Cochin Shipyard Limited in Cochin. With that, let's start what is the expansion. At present, Indian Navy is having around 150 war fighting machines. Those are having the best of missiles, that is surface to air and then surface to surface, even hitting the ground targets, and but nothing with BrahMos. Those are fitted on board ships, whether these are frigates or other kind of ships and then destroyers. So that is the kind of weapon systems having Not only the missiles, the latest radars, sonars, electronic warfare system, close combat weapons, and how they are integrated with each other, having our own NAVIC GPS system, a regional navigational system which we are having, mastering the GPS technologies. Navy has already adopted and it has got its own integrated air defense system connected with each other. But not only that, the success story of Sindoor has shown that how all the three forces, that is Indian Air Force, Indian Army, and Indian Navy, are connected through integrated command and control system, whether it is Akash Tir of Army or it's a separate for Navy and Air Force has got integrated advanced air command and control system, integrated air command and control system, and not only that, the satellite communication is also connected with it, and then having our airborne platforms, whether it is through the ISR, intelligence gathering, surveillance, and reconnaissance, through our drones, UAVs, and AWACS platform, which Indian Navy is having. So with that, if I start with that, we are having near about 150 ships. First, let me just say what a remarkable feat the Indian Navy achieved on 30th March. On a single day on 30th March, one of INS Udayagiri, one of the stealth frigate was commissioned, which was made by GRSC, Garden Reach Engineering Services, that is GRSC, a defense shipyard in Calcutta. And not only that, Sandesh Vahak, another survey ship, which was commissioned, made up by GRSC only. And the third ship was INS Agre. INS Agre is anti-submarine warfare ship which can operate in shallow waters and can put up a very potent submarine killer force in shallow waters, denying the sea access in our territorial waters and in IOR, Indian Ocean region, by operating over there so that the adversary's submarines come nowhere and they get feared by these stealth anti-submarine warfare ships which Indian Navy is operating. INS Dunagiri was under Project 17A, which is going to make eighth such kind of an stealth frigate, the most modernized frigate, which is having a punch of weapon as never before. It is fitted with BrahMos missiles from sea, from ship to ground strikes, and then it is having the Barak 8, which is being used for the air defense, and then another medium range that is surface to air missiles. It has got close combat weapons. It has got anti-aircraft guns which can fire near about 6,000 rounds per minute. So that kind of a weapon. Then it has got the anti-submarine warfare capabilities as well, equipping with electronic warfare, intelligence warfare, and it is connected integratedly with the other forces, including our strategic forces. Now coming to it, then just commissioning 3 ships on a single day on 30th March, then 3rd of April, the pride of Indian Navy, the 3rd nuclear submarine, INS Aridhaman, was added into Navy. I have made another podcast on this on 4th or 5th of April and posted it, and so I'll not cover that separately, INS Aridhaman capabilities. But on a single day, our Honorable Raksha Mantri ji, Shri Rajnath ji, commissioned this nuclear submarine INS Aridhaman at SBC Shipbuilding Center at Vishakhapatnam, along with another stealth frigate, that is INS Taragiri, the fifth. Those are going to be made among eighth under Project 17A. So these are the capabilities just within 2 days, and within a duration of just 4 to 5 days, Indian Navy commissioned 5 ships and submarines, and that too, those are not only having the stealth capabilities, but all kind of capabilities, whether to operate in air, operate on surface, at sea surface and subsurface, below water capabilities. So these are the multifarious activities which is taking place in Indian Navy at a very rapid pace, and with the speeds, and our shipyards, the pride of India, the pride of nation, our shipyards are turning out the ships and submarines one after the another, and it is going to be there in the future. Now let me take you to the journey that how it is going to be in next 5 years. Indian Navy, my dear friends, it's a matter of pride and happiness for all Indians that under Atmanirbharta program there are near about now as 5 ships are just commissioned on 30th March 2026, and a submarine and a frigate on 3rd of April 26. Now there are near about 51 ships, naval ships of different class are under constructions at the defense shipyards as well as in private yards, and they are contributing now overall capabilities of Indian Navy. L&T, which has been a partner in making nuclear submarine a reality and contributing, and but with that, even as a private player, its own indigenous program, it is developing the midget, that is 120 tons to 320 tons, a kind of a submarine which could be fitted with very deadly weapon, whether it is torpedo against ships or against submarines, and some underwater launched missiles at such a small tonnage. They are going to be very deadly instrument, along with the unmanned underwater vehicles will also be that can join a fleet. Those will be operating alongside our nuclear submarine. So my dear friend, that is the next 5 years you will see that 3 SSBNs, that is INS Arihant, INS Arigat, INS Aridhaman is already commissioned. Now S4 Star, the fourth one in the same series, is going to be commissioned next year, and INS Aridhaman tonnage has been increased from 3,000 ton, because INS Arigat and INS Arihant, they were just 3,000 tons, but INS Aridhaman is 7,000 ones, so that a number of SLBMs have been increased. Now further, the S4 Star is going to be again 7,000, and then S5 is going to be 12,000 onwards. And when this tonnage is increasing, the vertical launch missile silos is going to increase, so they will be carrying more advanced version of submarine launched ballistic missiles. Those are going to be tipped with the nuclear weapons as well as conventional weapons. There is a grand vision of Indian Navy that Indian Navy is going to have near about 8 to 10 SSBNs. That is, why 8 to 10 SSBNs? Though the SSBNs are mainly used as a stealth platform, the most deadliest and most top secret and underwater, which cannot be detected by any means, because these kind of submarines are going to be operate underwater only, right from the place of destination, which is going to be hidden from satellites and ISR platforms. But and when it comes back, it is again underwater, so no one will come to know where they are doing. But what I feel that it should have a vision of having near about 8 to 10 SSBNs. Those are having not only the nuclear topped missiles, but 4 or 5 out of 10, they can have these supersonic, hypersonic, conventional missiles. Those are going to have now range from 8,000 kilometer to 12,000 kilometer, so that in contested, from the contested waters and from our own territorial waters, we can launch a strike against any adversary anywhere on this planet with it, with conventional platforms, and certainly use this kind of a deadliest platform underwater, which is no case is going to be detected where it is sitting and from where it is going to fire, as I said earlier. And then the nuclear tipped missile also. But as India is having a nuclear doctrine of no first use, that we are not going to use nuclear weapon as a first, but certainly we will launch the immediately retaliation with a power that it will destroy, annihilate the enemy completely. So that kind of capabilities we are having. We are having not only the fusion bombs, but we are having the thermal nuclear and the fusion bombs of different capacities. Those are very, very powerful. So with that, I said ki now Indian Navy is going to commission some of them by 2030 itself. Same way, now another proposal which has been cleared by Cabinet Committee on Security, that is India is going to make 8 to 10, that is the attack nuclear submarine. There is a difference between SSBN and SSN. SSN is attack submarine which is going to be propelled by a nuclear power. Its tonnage is going to be from 12,000 to 16,000 tons. It will have a reactor which will be having double the capacity of INS Arihant and INS Arigat or INS Aridaman, which ranges from 80 to 95 megawatt electrical. So it will be around 180 to 200 megawatt electrical on these attack submarines. And these attack submarines will only be having the conventional weapons, the torpedo tube against the submarines, and then they'll be launching the submarine launched ballistic missiles of hypersonic, which is going at the speed of more than 5 Mach. Normally it starts from 8 to 20 Mach, because it's going to be the combo. This hypersonic glide vehicles will be having a combo of ballistic missiles plus cruise missiles. When it will be launched, it will go like a ballistic missiles in the upper atmosphere, then enter, but when it enters, it glides through and it is taking it's cruising at its own speed. The speed increases up to the 18 to 20 Mach, but it can maneuver itself towards the target and then achieves just CEP of 2 to 3 to 4 meters. So that is going to be fitted on all these attack submarines. And when you are having a reactor of double the power, which is propelling your submarine, then you will catch a speed which is 30 nautical miles under waters. So that's going to create a havoc, as that kind of an SSN which is going to go at a very fast speed at a depth from 100 meter to 300 to 400 meters down below, and from there it can launch these conventional missiles, and then it can launch the torpedo tubes. And these SSNs will be having in its wings, being as a mothership, having the another unmanned underwater vehicles. Those will also be carrying very deadly weapons in advance against the adversary submarines and the ships. And these SSNs are going to be the support of aircraft carrier. So this is, I said, the SSBN 8 to 10 and then SSNs from 8 to 10. This is the expansion program Indian Navy plans, that at least 10 at least 10 nuclear submarines of both the class SSB and then SSN should be there by 2035, and definitely near about 35 to 40, or maybe because it's a completely indigenous program. It is the most complex technology program. It is the most successful strategic program of India, that is making a nuclear submarine right from designing, development, construction, then operation, then maintenance, repairs, refits. All these things the Indian Navy has built an ecosystem to make nuclear submarines. So I am not having any doubt in my mind that we'll be having near about 15 nuclear submarines, uh, 10 to 15 nuclear submarines by 2035, and definitely around 35 to 40 by 2047, under a grand vision of Atmanirbharta, self-reliance, and moving towards a Viksit Bharat by 2047, as our Honorable Prime Minister has envisioned in this period, which India is having an inflection point, becoming from not only developing, because we have already become the third largest, fastest growing economy and the third biggest economy in the world. We have got that power, we have got the financial resources to have this. So this is the one vision of nuclear submarine which Indian Navy is having. Indian Navy is having the Scorpion class submarines, Eco class, the old ones, and recently made six submarines, Vela and Calvary class at MDL, with the help of the friends, and that production line is also going to be made use of it, as I feel. So there is a vision at least 3 to 4 more, because the line of production should not get idle. The skill which has been created, it must be used. And the next project 75 I, which we have signed with TKMS of Germany, where 6 boats are going to be manufactured, built by Machgaon Dockyard Limited, that will have air independent propulsion. So that should not use the line of the conventional submarine. It should have the another line for making submarines. And now the defense shipyards must use the collaborative approach, that maybe the submarine is made at one place, then refitting of certain equipments could be in the another yard, so that the fast turning out of these production lines. And in nuclear submarine project, my dear friend, it's a matter of great pride and happiness, utter happiness, that right from steel to firefighting system, flooding system, propellers, and the reactor, then reactor to coolant system, coolant to steam turbine, then running the propeller, then command and control systems, reactor control systems, all these things, the coolants, pipes, and then building the accommodation in such a confined place, and then equipping the sonar, and then having a standby propulsion system of electrical motors, and for emergencies, and then all systems. There are near about 35 to 36 major systems, those are incorporated. It's a very complex technology. So that kind of an ecosystem, where near about 200 MSMEs are supplying the parts, thousands of parts which is needed for a nuclear submarine, and this entire ecosystem is indigenous, except some 5 to 6% which is being imported from other countries, or things which are needed. So it's a grand success story of such a project. So same thing now needs to be converted. We must build now nuclear submarine on our own. Our submarine design bureau in Indian Navy is capable of, and it must now have a project at the earliest, at least to make 10 our own design conventional submarines. I feel that the 6 under 75I and 4 more under this, so 10 more these conventional submarines will be added definitely by 2035 into Indian Navy. And beside that, if just now itself in 2026 itself, as the things are moving at naval headquarters or in the submarine design group, that if we can make a nuclear submarine, why we can't make a because near about all the systems are same only except the reactor compartment and the propulsion system, which is going to be driven by, say, batteries and diesel combination, or maybe the air independent propulsion which is being developed by DRDO. And DRDO is going to experiment to install the pilot in one of the Kalvari or Vela class submarines. And if it is going to be successful in retrofit, all these conventional 6 conventional submarines made by MDL will also be fitted with our indigenously built AIP. So I don't have a doubt in my mind that if we start an strategic project on the line of we are having a strategic project to build nuclear submarine independently, and where the user participation is going to be there, Indian Navy is going to be the prime movers, Indian senior officers are going to be in that project, definitely we will whale out another we must aim the 5 more conventional submarines coming out from our yards is not only through MDL, but the HSL also can take retrofitting, because they have already done the refit of a Kilo class of submarine. So they are capable enough then, doing these equipments and other weapon system fitting, though the line may be used in MDL. So that collaborative approach is to be used not only among the defense shipyards but using the capabilities of this. So I feel that the another, the 4 under 75 P75 project, 4 more Kalvari and Vela class, 6 that is the submarines with the TKMS collaboration, and 4 to 5 under indigenous project which could start this year itself. So that is the expansion program of Indian Navy. And then having the indigenous conventional submarine at least 20 to 30 more or 20 to 25 more by 2047. That should be the thing. Now coming to the aircraft carrier, as I had been advocating that whatever may be the scenario of war which we are seeing between Iran and USA, how this role of UAV or drones and having the ballistic missiles and the cruise missiles, is still the aircraft carrier has got a role when you are blue water navy, when you are multi-regional, and when you want to have the contested waters which is 1,000 miles away from then you have to have a flotilla well protected from all assets, and then having the counter drone, counter UAV systems. India is making that kind of a missiles which even can shoot down a hypersonic missiles which is coming more than 6 Mach speed. So that is also being developed. So the third aircraft carrier, but it should not be, because our production line is getting idle. But that production line, I think, must be used now. At least we must have 80 to 85,000 tons, if not possible, at least 65 to 70,000 tons. A nuclear propelled, twin reactor nuclear propelled, at least 200, 400 megawatt reactor could be put to use on these aircraft carrier, so that we are having a third aircraft carrier ready by 2035. That must be the expansion program and the strategic vision for Indian Navy. And with that, the destroyers, those are going to be made next generation. At present, we have got 14 destroyers, but if you exclude our class, the Rajput, Rana, Ranveer, all these, Joanna, then we are having only 10 to 11 modern and with the firepower of BrahMos and the Barak 8 and close combat weapons and other short range air to surface to air missiles, SAMs, we are having. But now the next generation destroyers are going to be bigger in tonnage. They are going to have more number of missiles, that is the next generation BrahMos, are going to be fitted, advanced torpedoes are going to be fitted, then close combat weapons and the advanced that missiles are going to be fitted, and the Navy version of that MiG 29 is going to be fitted Astra Mark 1 and Mark 2, having extended range, BVR range, beyond visual range is going to be extended, and then 26 Rafale has been ordered. But I feel now Indian Navy, it is the high time. Indian Navy must collaborate with the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited or with private players coming out from RFP to develop the naval version of Tejas Mark 1 and Tejas Mark 2 and AMCA counterpart, which is going to be used for Navy. I just heard it from the reliable sources through the open source media that not only 26 we are going to order, 31 or 36 more Rafale Navy version is going to be ordered by Indian Navy or Defense Acquisition Council after it is being cleared by this, as we are buying 114 from the Rafale. That deal might be signed by mid of this year. So beside that, I am coming back to the aircraft carrier. So we need a nuclear propelled aircraft, electromagnetic operated, the catapult system on board it, and it must have the provisions of decking system where the drones assembling and drone launching capabilities should be simultaneously. So it's having a limited number of aeroplanes, that is the Navy version, then having helicopters, multi-role helicopters against submarines, and then it should have the ISR as well as Kamakoji, that suicide type of attack carry UCAVs and other the stealth drone capabilities it must have. So with these, so one more aircraft carrier we must have by 2035. We may not go for the fourth one, looking at the need, how the geopolitics things changes and the role in future warfare changes. Then we can add the fourth one, that could be looked only in future, how the things are changing. But the Navy version of aircraft, that is Tejas Mk1, Mk2 and AMCA, is equally important. It is also high time that all the private players, those are developing marine engine for the ships, that Indian Navy has to progress from the user's point of view with the active participation, so that now coming to it, that Indian Navy is going to have the projection is that Indian Navy will be 200 plus the fighting ships and submarines, including aircraft carrier, by 2035. That is the projection. And at least 200 by 2030 and 250 by 2035. And 300 to 350 fighting ships, the modern ships, the stealth capabilities, the fighting capabilities, having all components of air power, strategic forces power, underwater vehicles, UCAVs, and the different kind of drone fleets, its own ISR capabilities, the new defense satellites dedicatedly only for naval applications, integrated command and control system, electronic warfare, cyber warfare, and intelligence warfare. Navy is going to convert itself into the super intelligence wing of Indian Armed Forces, that is the modern Navy, which is looking at a grand vision of Atmanirbharta, where all weapons, support system, entire ecosystem, right from steel to the propulsion system, to the weapon systems, missiles, sonars, radars, all these are going to be completely indigenous by 2047, 100%. So this is the grand vision, that Indian Navy will be 350 fighting ships and submarines capabilities, having a component of near about 60 to 65. Out of that, 30 to 35 will be nuclear submarine, and then 30 to 35 will be the conventional submarine, mostly air independent propulsion, and there the maximum component of attack nuclear submarine. And then having the next class of destroyers, out of 10 at least 4 of them will be nuclear powered, and they will be having next generation BrahMos and the Barak 8 and the future missiles. Those are going to have this even hypersonic missiles which India is developing, having a range of more than 8,000 to 12,000 kilometers, and having these supersonic glide vehicles, if launched even from ships, will be having a combination of ballistic and cruise missiles. So with these kind of capabilities, alongside having all support ships, having these stealth frigates, the moderns, the next, because the INS Taragari, which was commissioned on 3rd of April by our Honorable Defense Minister, along with INS Haridhaman, is also the stealth frigate, and it is the 5th frigate which has been constructed by MDL, and it got commissioned. So it is 5th out of 8, those are going to be manufactured under 75A. So more next generation frigates are going to be, and other different class of ships are going to be there. Amphibious ships, those have already been cleared, the 4. Out of 4 will be at least 2. They will be, in my opinion, must be nuclear powered, and they should have total carrying different kind of drones. It should be a mothership of drone carrying capacities, and similarly there will be the mother submarine and the mother depot ships. Those will be launching the unmanned underwater vehicles. So these are going to be multifarious strategic capabilities which Indian Navy is expanding at a very fast speed, and that is the grand vision for Indian Navy by 2030, 2035 and 2047. Friends, if you like this video, please press like, subscribe my channel Commander Strikes. Please offer your comments. Your comments are so valuable to me, so that I can improve upon, and I promise you that after researching all these topics and then including my independent crisp opinion and a very concrete analysis of these strategic capabilities which our defense forces are expanding. Till next, Jai Indian Navy, Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.